Hi, everyone, and welcome. I hope my voice is sounding a little bit less like a tin can today because I have a special box to open from Hay House, and I'm a newbie to this. This is one of those subscription boxes that come quarterly. And I have never purchased one of these. They're from Hay House, but Hay House is owned by Penguin Random House. So let me get the tape off of this and let's see what's involved, what's included in a Hay House Card Club box. Okay? Well, as you can see, there is an inner box and some packaging. So I'll pause again and get this out. So this card deck, it worked out to be $49.99 Canadian by the time I did the transfer because I live in Nova Scotia, not in the States. And there's the little Card Deck Club by Hay House sticker. So let's see. Yeah, we got to break that off. My trusty scissors. And you have to sort of look past this injury here. Yesterday, I managed to drop a 40-pound wooden pallet top for a composting bin outside onto my hand. So we're looking a little bit beat up today, and I apologize for that, but I am thankful that nothing was broken. So it allows me to have some fun today, which is amazing. Okay, now that is a pretty impressive picture. Now let's just see. Yeah, that's quite a picture, isn't it? That is phenomenal. Really like that. So let's see what that is about. That's quite nice. It talks about rebirth, transformation, and renewal. And I presume she's from one of the decks included. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'll put her over there. Now it does come with a lot of blue paper. So I'm going to get rid of that so it's not all over the table too. Okay, that is a little bit better. So on the top we have here the Fated Pocket Love Oracle. So it's a 13 card deck. That's pretty teeny. I hope it packs a punch. And those are some of the images there. Yeah, a little bit of paper still. So unravel the mysteries of love with this portable oracle deck. Each of the 13 enchanting cards is adorned with Athene Noctua's unique mystical illustrations and offers straightforward insights into matters of the hearts. Okay, so you can see the price transfer there for Canadian. And that is quite cute. So the next thing we have, and I've seen some people unboxing this. Just going to zoom out again here. There we go. So this is the Faces of Ocean. Now I don't know anything about these decks. Abiola Abrams. There's the Canadian price. So the idea with the deck club is you're getting decks before other people apparently get them. But mine was held up in ordering, so I am way behind. And this is talking about the divine essence of Ocean, the Yoruba goddess who reigns over love, beauty, and sweet waters and embodies self-acceptance and divine femininity. Well, that's a lot. Get that in focus. And there you have that one. So there's 3 decks. This one did interest me. the Healing of the Inner Child Oracle. So this is a 44 card deck, as well as the previous one says 44 cards on it as well. It seems that this one has a very comforting color system, as well as the images. This looks like a hand opening up to cradle us. Really, really pretty. So I haven't done much inner child work, so this will hopefully coax me along. Now I am on sort of not wanting to purchase too many decks and use what I have, but I had committed to this, and here it is. So every quarter you get a few decks, and this one is a book. And this is all oracle spreads. Now I have tarot spread book or books, but I didn't have one for oracles, and I imagine you can just switch one over to the other. But it might be nice to try a path to clarity, your current state, your source of distraction, action to take, and how to sustain the sense of clarity. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that. It seems to have like a dusty feel to it. It's really kind of strange. But there is Crystal Banner, an intuitive artist and creator who is passionate about making self-discovery accessible. Okay, so there is, I'm not sure how many, but there looks like 111. Hello, read the title. There you go. So that should get us going. Now, I'm going to say that I am quite interested in seeing this one, but I am noticing people reviewing this one, so I don't know how many people have actually tried this one, the Healing the Inner Child. So let's get the wrapper off this and see what these cards look like. Now, definitely the colors in this one are really, really intriguing for me. And you can see the creator's name there and the illustrator there. Really, really pretty. So let's get it open. I've got my stand here because my hand's a little shaky since I dropped that bin lid on it. Half the size of me. A transformative quest. Well, let's see what they're going to offer us inside. To our inner child, thank you for patiently waiting for us. We are here to reclaim you and offer you what you need so that you might trust life and delight in the beauty of your existence. And that's nice to be thanking the parents and the ancestors there. So it's a 2022, but has a copyright also of 2025. There's a prayer there to the Divine Mother, which is quite substantial. Okay, well, I'm just going to set the cards up and let me just see what this little message. Oh, you know, the inside of the box. Look at that. So it's going to be, removing our mask and opening up. Very, very pretty. And the lid has something else to offer. So I'm going to adjust the lighting, but no matter what your childhood was like, it is never too late to heal. That's pretty nice. Let's get the paper off of this and see what this little prayer is that we've got going in the front of the book. So bear with here. This is from The Return of the Mother by Andrew Harvey, a prayer to the Divine Mother. O Divine Mother, in this extreme danger when we and all sentient beings and nature herself, your glorious body, face unprecedented misery and destruction. Inaugurate in fierceness and tenderness the splendor of your age of passionate enlightenment. Bring us into the fire of your sacred passion for reality. Rejoin the severed mandala of our being and infuse our bodies, our hearts and souls, our minds with the calm and focused truth of your highest illumination that brings each of those things into mutual harmony. Engender in the ground of all of our beings the sacred marriage. Wow. Well, I just want to enjoy the color and this little tiny person here standing in this corridor of light in nature with, I guess, a little bit of a sunshine coming through there. There's a new day dawning. Simple and wonderful. Now, what's the backs look like? There you have it. Sort of dreamy, sort of cosmic. A little bit of a creature here to hold us and support us and to reach for the stars. Okay. So it's almost like a runway with these little flowers here lighting the path too. Really nice. Okay. Number 2 is needs. And it's like standing on the shoulders of everyone else, helping us get to where we need to get to. Safety. So these are all little fox and sheep down here. Just going to see what it says for safety. Now, it's quite a nice introduction at the first. It really talks about what they want you to try to achieve and attain and heal with the cards. So there's 3 levels of healing that it's speaking about here. And it says the spoken word. By speaking out loud, we invite the formless to take form. The written word, where we invite to dedicate a special notebook to the work and write about your experiences with each card. The things we long for can be clues about who we are. And visualization, where our imagination is a tool that allows us to change how our childhood lives within us. And use the cards as a tool for visualization, gazing at the cards and noticing what happens as far as feelings, sensations, and thoughts. And that's even way before we get to card number 3. So this one is an idea of maybe sitting and recalling a moment in your childhood when you felt completely safe and trusting like the child in the image, allowing yourself to revisit the memory. But if nothing comes to mind, we invite you to visit this image and imagine yourself as a child, to feel the support of the tree, the warm, soft breeze, and the peacefulness of the scene. Engage all of your senses as you breathe, focusing on lengthening the exhalation. And maybe saying, "We are safe. This is safe." And it does talk about, the hands behind the neck there, an image that we often could reflect back on, that sense of being open and secure. So you get quite a lot of information. There's the invitation, the inner child, and the journey. So that is quite nice. But at the first, also, in the introduction, it talks about allowing the cards to guide you as your adult self holds space for the inner child feelings and needs. That's a wonderful one for friendship. And it talks about the task of healing is for each of us to metabolize and process our own pain fully, and allowing the energy of mother wound to transform into wisdom. Quite nice. I'll zoom back down a bit. There you get the full card. So looking inward like the tree and finding that stability. Once again, there is a card for abandonment. And that can happen in many different ways. And I guess the idea is entering the darkness, the cave. Alchemy. So that is what's on the back of the cards. The quest. Oh, look at the little guy. Well, it looks like it's an invitation for sure, and it looks like a safe quest. And there is for surrendering, and because it's in a pool, I would say emotional surrendering. The cards are quite matte, and they feel really good. There is grief. Interesting that it's card number 11. For me, that is a doorway. So a chance to go through. You've got the wisdom of the owl in the tree there. Almost looks like a fire burning. And the little fox and a bear. So there's all kinds of little creatures. If I pull this up, there you go. There's quite a few animals that, if you want to dream walk with one of those, you've got your choices before you. Wow. Fear. The dinosaur is quite neat because we can let our fears become quite large. Coming home. Now, just that term can be triggering for some people because coming home or going home to family can sometimes be tricky business. Trust. Play. Again, there's lots of little animals and things. You have to let me know what you think of these cards. There's so many ways you could step out on a limb with that wire there. Ancestors. Now, let's get a good look at that one. There we are. It's like a sparkling moonlight. But I want to see what it says for that. There's a lot of people who like to work with ancestors. So, the invitation is, you may not be thinking about your ancestors, but your ancestors are thinking about you. We don't just inherit our eye or hair color from our parents and grandparents. We also inherit beliefs, limitations, gifts, and unfulfilled dreams. That is very true. So, as a child, did you feel connected to your ancestors? Did you know your grandparents? Do you have a sense of your place in the lineage? If you look deeply into the palm of your hand, you will see your parents and all generations of your ancestors. All of them are alive in this moment. Each is present in your body, and you are a continuation of each of these people. Well, it seems very well written. There is recognition. It looks like a lot of crowns. The blind spot. Tell me what you think of the colors, too. Persona. Shadow. But I do like the fact that the shadow we can meet, but we can also be uplifted. It looks like this bird taking off into the future. Belonging. Bliss. Sorry, a little bit of a coughing fit there. So there is bliss. Bluebird, cardinals, bears, deer. Oh, and the snake for transformation too. It's like getting caught up in this golden, radiant light. Embrace. Looks like there's several people there embracing in the moment. So like with our ancestors, we are all of them. We're like this tulip almost, that there's so many layers to us. And where do our roots find themselves? And are they being nourished? Power. This seems more realistic. The others seem childlike. Finding her power, tapping into it, and her balance. Entanglement. Destiny. Well, everything seems to be growing. Happy colors. The soul. It's like all those dots are our family, our ancestry, and they form our very DNA. The journey card. It's almost like an infinity symbol plus a butterfly for transformation. And there is the transformation. And this reminds me of one of those European wooden dolls that comes apart, and every time you take one out, there's another one inside. Cute. Father. I expected to see mother there, but nope. Time. That's a tricky one. That's so delicate. It's like she's sitting on a diving board. Magnifying glass may be needed for some of the very small stuff. Limiting belief. Trauma. Better get going here. Trending. Tending. Okay. Integration. I think it's a lovely deck. Community. Soul retrieval. All your toys at the bottom of the tree. Story. Boundary. The yin and the yang. Resource. Hope. Protection. Surrender. Everyone gets a leaf. And love. Nice one to end on. Rainbow colors. Nothing better than a hug. So, what do I think of that deck? I think it's pretty darn special. I think it's well worth my signing up for the quarterly so far. I don't have time to go every deck today. Go through every deck, sorry. But I think I'll take my time. I'll look through this one for a couple days and then come on back and we'll see what one of the other decks has to offer. And let's try not to limit our beliefs. Let's be like this flock of butterflies and be open for transformation and change. Wonderful. So that is a beautiful deck, Healing the Inner Child. Have a fun day.